Look at you, sitting there in the shadows, drowning in your own silence. You're wondering why the world turned its back on you, aren't you? Why they discarded you like yesterday's newspaper, crumpled and forgotten in some corner. Oh, the irony of it all makes me laugh. They thought they were throwing away trash, but what they really did was set a diamond on fire, hoping it would burn. Spoiler alert, diamonds don't burn, kid. They just get harder. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and recognized yourself? Was it before they started their little game, or after they convinced you that your reflection wasn't worth looking at? I see that pain in your eyes, that raw, unfiltered agony that keeps you up at night. Good. Pain like that, it's not just a wound, it's a warning sign. It's your soul screaming at you, telling you that you're still alive, still fighting, still breathing despite their best efforts to suffocate you. You know what makes people like them so pathetic? They're afraid of anything real, anything authentic. They live in their plastic world with their plastic smiles and their plastic hearts. And then they meet someone like you, someone genuine, someone true, and it terrifies them. So what do? They try to break you, to remake you in their image, to turn you into something as fake as they are. But they couldn't, could they? No matter how hard they tried, they couldn't strip away that fire inside you. But let's be honest here, you're tired of burning, aren't you? Exhausted from carrying all that weight, all those expectations, all those broken promises they piled on your shoulders. You want to know a secret? That weight isn't yours to carry. Those expectations? They're just chains they used to keep you bound. Those promises? They were never meant to be kept. They were just pretty little lies wrapped in shiny paper, designed to keep you hoping, waiting, believing. You think I don't see how you're struggling? How you're fighting against yourself every single day? Oh, I see it. I see the way you curl into yourself, trying to make yourself smaller, less noticeable, less of a target. Stop it. Stop trying to shrink yourself to fit into their narrow little world. You weren't built for their world. You were built to create your own. See, here's what they never understood about you. You're not just another face in their crowd, not just another puppet they can manipulate. You're a force of nature disguised as a person, a storm wearing human skin. And storms? They don't ask permission to rage. They don't apologize for their power. They just are, and the world either adapts or gets out of their way. But right now, you're still caught in that moment of betrayal, aren't you? Still replaying their words, their actions, their abandonment like some sick movie you can't turn off. Let it play. Watch it burn into your memory. Because every time it plays, it should remind you of one thing: you survived. You're still here, still standing, still breathing while they're out there, running from their own reflections. You want to know what really eats at them? It's not that they left cowards leave all the time. It's that you didn't chase after them. You didn't beg, didn't plead, didn't give them the satisfaction of seeing you break. Oh, they wanted that. They wanted to see you crumble, to validate their decision, to prove they were right about you all along. But you denied them that pleasure, didn't you? Even broken, even bleeding, you kept your dignity. And that's what haunts them. Let me tell you something about pain, kid. Pain isn't just a feeling. It's a teacher. The cruelest teacher you'll ever have, but also the most honest. It strips away the lies, the pretenses, the masks we wear. It shows us who we really are, what we're really made of. And you're made of stronger stuff than they ever imagined. Every crack they put in you is just letting more light shine through. You think this is the end of your story? That this chapter they wrote defines you? Oh, how wrong you are. This isn't the end. This is your beginning. This is where you stop being the person they tried to shape and start becoming who you were always meant to be. The person who rises from these ashes won't be the same one they left behind. No, you'll be something entirely new, something they never saw coming. And that smile they tried to steal from you, the one they thought they destroyed, is still there, buried under all that pain, all that anger, all that doubt. Just waiting, kid. Waiting for you to remember who you are, what you're capable of. Because when that smile finally breaks through again, oh, it won't be the same smile they knew. It'll be sharper, deadlier, a weapon disguised as joy. You're probably wondering why I care, why I'm telling you all this. Simple, because I see in you what they were too blind to see. I see the potential they tried to crush, the fire they tried to extinguish, the spirit they tried to break. And let me tell you, they failed. Spectacularly, because here you are, still standing, still breathing, still fighting. But let's talk about that fight for a moment. It's not going to be easy. Nothing worth having ever is. There will be days when the pain feels too heavy, when the memories cut too deep, when their voices in your head get too loud. Those are the days that matter most. Those are the days when you prove them wrong, when you show the world and yourself what you're made of. You want to know the real joke in all of this? They thought they were writing your story, directing your life like some cheap theater production. But all they did was give you the motivation for your greatest performance yet. They thought they were the main characters, the heroes of their own narrative. But they were just the catalyst, the spark that ignited something they couldn't control, couldn't understand, couldn't contain. And now you're going to take all this pain, all this anger, all this raw, unfiltered emotion, and you're going to turn it into fuel. Not for revenge, that's too small for someone like you. No, you're going to use it to become something they never imagined you could be. Something that makes them question every decision they ever made, especially the one to walk away. You see, kid, the world's full of people who think breaking others makes them strong. They're wrong. Strength isn't about breaking things. It's about staying whole in a world that wants to tear you apart. And you're still here, still whole, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. Those cracks they left, they're not weaknesses. They're battle scars, proof that you faced the storm and survived. But here's where it gets interesting. You're not just going to survive, you're going to thrive. You're going to take every lie they told you, every doubt they planted, every wound they inflicted, and turn it into something beautiful, something unstoppable. Because that's what artists do with pain, they transform it. And make no mistake, kid, you're an artist. Your medium, life itself. When they see you again, because they always do, they won't recognize you. Not because you've changed, but because they'll finally see you clearly. They'll see someone who took their betrayal and turned it into armor, who took their absence and filled it with strength, who took their rejection and made it into a crown. They'll see someone who doesn't need their approval anymore, doesn't crave their acceptance, doesn't give a damn about their opinions. And that's when it'll hit them. That's when they'll realize what they threw away. But by then, it'll be too late. You won't be waiting for their apologies, their explanations, their attempts to rewrite history. You'll be too busy writing your own story, creating your own destiny, building something they can never touch, never taint, never destroy. Remember this, kid. They didn't break you. They just broke the chains that were holding you back. They didn't destroy you. They just destroyed the illusion of who they wanted you to be. And that smile of yours? It's not just a gesture anymore. It's a declaration of war, a promise to yourself, a middle finger to everyone who thought you'd crumble without them. So go ahead, feel this pain. Let it cut deep, let it burn, let it transform you. Because when you finally emerge from these ashes, when you finally show the world what you've become, that's when they'll understand their biggest mistake. They didn't kill what they meant to kill. They just killed the part of you that would have forgiven them. You think I'm being dramatic? Ha! This isn't drama, kid. This is prophecy. Because I've seen it before, the way people like you rise, the way you transform, the way you turn pain into power. It's beautiful, really, like watching a phoenix burst into flame, knowing it's not the end, but a beginning, a rebirth in fire and fury. And here's the best part. While they're out there playing their games, wearing their masks, pretending they're happy, You'll be becoming something they can't ignore, can't forget, can't replace. You'll be turning their greatest mistake into your finest moment. Every step forward you take is another nail in the coffin of who they thought you were, who they tried to make you be. Your smile, kid, that's your revenge. Not because it shows them you're happy without them, but because it shows them you're alive despite them. Wear it like a battle scar, flash it like a blade, let it remind them every single day that they didn't just lose you. They created something far more dangerous than what they left behind. The whispers in your head, the ones telling you you're not enough, those aren't your thoughts. They're echoes of their insecurities, their fears, their limitations. It's time to replace those whispers with your own voice, your own truth, your own power. Because you're not just surviving anymore, you're becoming. This pain you're feeling, it's not just hurt, it's transformation. Every tear you've shed is watering the seeds of something greater. Every sleepless night is another step toward dawn. Every moment of doubt is just the chrysalis breaking, making way for something new, something stronger, something unstoppable. Welcome to your resurrection, kid. Make it count. Make it hurt. Make it something they'll never forget. Because this isn't just about surviving anymore. This is about becoming the nightmare that keeps them awake at night, the regret that follows them to their grave, the one that got away and got better. You're not their victim anymore. You're not their cautionary tale. You're not their what if or their maybe someday. You're a force of nature, a revolution in human form, a story they'll tell in whispers because speaking it too loudly might summon what they fear most. The truth of what they lost, what they created, what they set free. So stand up, straighten that spine, let that fire in your eyes burn bright enough to blind them. Show them what happens when they try to bury something that was meant to grow. Show them what happens when they mistake kindness for weakness, silence for surrender, patience for defeat. Your story isn't over, kid. It's just getting started. And this time, you're holding the pen. Write it in blood if you have to, but write it your way. Make every word a testament to your strength, every chapter a monument to your resilience, every page a middle finger to those who thought they could write you off. Now, shall we begin?